I have everything I want, and I'm still unhappy. There is a deeper reason for this. You might think I have everything, but this statement is a contradiction. Because it's a feeling, that's why it feels like a contradiction, and it is a contradiction. You gotta become clear. And you only become clear through self-discipline. You gotta start to listen to your true voice. Not just what you think you want, but what you truly want. You gotta go deeper within yourself. And you gotta start asking yourself, what's the purpose? What's my purpose here on earth? It's not enough just to say that I want this, I want that, I want a family, I want wealth. There's no escape from this other than you gotta train, you gotta fast, you gotta diet. And all of those give you discipline. Perhaps you feel like life is pointless, but it's not pointless. You gotta put the point in there. You gotta move it to a point. We are goal-oriented creatures. We are story-based creatures. You gotta have an antagonist. And the best antagonist, the one I think unifies us all, is death. I don't care how rich you are, I don't care how poor you are, I don't care who you are at all. You're all going to die. You're all going to die. Focus on and point your direction towards your obsession. You gotta follow your obsession. It's getting really hot now. It's really difficult to film with a shirt like this. It's getting ridiculous. I gotta take my shirt off. You gotta start going deep, very deep. It's not just, I wanna travel more, I wanna see more things, I wanna buy more things. That is never true satisfaction. True satisfaction is when you love the consequences of your labor, of your work. And your work is your obsession. And you gotta point everything onto this obsession, everything. All your energy, discipline, everything, focus, moves according to, with the same direction as your obsession. This is how you avoid mediocrity in life. You say that you have everything you want, but that's not true. That cannot be true because you're still unhappy. It might be that you think that perfection will get you somewhere, but perfection, you will never get perfection. Perfection doesn't exist. Existence is imperfection. The fact that you're alive is imperfection. DNA is imperfect. DNA was perfect, we wouldn't exist. If everything was perfect, there would be no reason to create anything. Neither art, architecture in art, sculptures, poems, books, movies, philosophy, ideas, concepts, politics, business, everything, none of it, charities, all of that would be meaningless, meaningless. Everything would be perfect. So why even create anything? Why not just lay there and do nothing? Exactly, nothing. That is perfect. Perfection is nothingness. Just laying there, doing nothing, then you're perfect. So in some sense, the most lazy people have never been alive. They're always still. They've never done anything. They're almost perfect. Almost. They're almost perfect. You don't want to seek perfection. Get out of that perfection thing if you're stuck in that perfection thing. But if you still feel like, I'm not like a perfectionist, but I still feel I haven't captured everything I want to capture in life, that's great. You shouldn't feel like you have captured everything. You should want to capture the full human condition. You cannot expect to get everything immediately, but slowly but surely you get there. You will get there. And especially if you build yourself up with discipline. Discipline is basically everything. It's the foundation you stand on. It doesn't matter if today was a terrible day or today was a great day. Even when it's bad, I love it because that means something has gone awry and I gotta redirect myself. Then I understand something went wrong. So you see, that's how strong you should be with your desires. You should understand yourself that deeply. I always understand what I want. I always want to philosophize. I always want to express myself. Those are the most important things in my life. Always been, always will be. I was born for it, and I will always be born for it, and I will always do this. If I restrict myself and never do that, then I would get unsatisfied, all right? Truly unsatisfied. It doesn't matter if I travel every month. It doesn't matter if I meet the most successful people, influencer. They're nothing to me. They're nothing to me. You know why? Because someone like Nietzsche is something way greater than all of these people. They're beneath Nietzsche. And even if Nietzsche didn't exist, they're still nothing to me because the obsession is the something for me. And every single person has to find their obsession, their passion, purpose. We can call it whatever we want. People just get hooked up on the language and just discuss the language and it means this, it doesn't mean that, and doesn't. Forget about that. We all know what it means. We all know what this means instinctually. And so you got to get to your instincts, and instincts you get to those through discipline. So it's always going to be fasting, diet, exercise, and having all these routines, the best routines. Every single person needs fasting and diet and exercise. Otherwise, you're not healthy. By definition, you're not healthy. To penetrate this problem, you go deep within yourself. You ask yourself, what's the purpose here? Why do I feel unfulfilled? Why am I still not happy? Why? But you gotta start changing things as well. You can't just think all the time. You gotta change and, move, direct. Movement is life, stillness is death. Always. It's always like that. You gotta be willing to change yourself. That is what will get you to your higher desire. Those steps take a different person. You gotta be a different person. I don't believe in you never change. People don't change ever. And I don't believe in it because I did change myself. I've literally changed my physique. That gives me satisfaction. You see, that is part of it. It's not everything, and I'm still not done with it, but it's an important part of it. It's an important part of it because it's an important part of health. So you gotta see it like that. You gotta see it from the core philosophy. You are the core and you move outwards. And then, you elevate others, will start elevating you as well and so forth. And that is satisfaction. You can't just live for yourself. That will never be satisfaction. It will never be fully satisfying life. It will never be that. I know that, all these mediocre sayings, like you just have to realize that some people have it worse and so forth. That never helps. We all have inner conflicts. I don't care who you are. I don't care how wealthy you are. You all have inner conflicts. That's how we are universal, you see? That's the logos from Heraclitus. Jeff Bezos, he has the same inner conflict as I have. There is physically a difference between us, but also not a difference. It's always both, and virtually they're the same. In the end, it is the same, because in the end, everything is within nature. You work for yourself and you work for others. You work for both. That's how we unite all the universal things. There is no, I'm working only on myself and for nothing else. No, that is not true. I always help others. I never help myself. That is also untrue. Almost all people are wrong about life. I love Steve Jobs' words about this, about life. Do not let others define what life is for you. You define your criterias. He didn't say criterias, I'm saying that. You can write down your criterias. I want to travel more, I want to do this more, and so forth. But you have to realize how you're going to travel within your work, all right? It's not, you should have a purpose for your travel. That is satisfaction. You always have to have a deeper purpose for each and every step you're doing. The purpose for me, for training in the morning, is not just to be healthy for myself and help myself. It will also indirectly help others because it helps me. Because if I can stand on my feet, then I can help others. But if I cannot stand on my own 2 feet, I cannot help others. You see? It is connected like that. So we're always connected to others, and there is always a deeper purpose to everything. And so you gotta find this deeper purpose for you in your life, for yourself, and for others. That is the meaning of life. And people also say, perhaps you're not balancing your life. Your life and work should be a balance. No, you should be truly obsessed with your work. You should be truly obsessed. Do you think Michael Jordan balanced things? Do you think Nietzsche balanced things? I know he didn't balance things. I know his routines. I know for a fact. I know in the spirit of his work, I can see that it's not balanced. He puts his everything, he puts his soul into every word, into every sentence, into every page, sentence, everything. He wants it to be perfect, and still he understands it's not perfect ever. He understood this. You gotta go deeper within yourself. What is my purpose? I have a purpose on earth. We all have purpose on earth. I mean, the ultimate purpose is your health first. First yourself, then others through a medium. The purpose of life is not just living for the sake of living. That's not the philosophy you need. That is not the philosophy anyone needs. You need a direction. You need a philosophy of direction. You can't just have life is pointless and then you still have a direction. Your philosophy and your life has to be synchronized and work together. That's when you're the strongest. You can't just always say that everything is meaningless, and yet you always have this drive within you towards, let's say, you want to create a book, and you know, that is a direction. So you have a plan, you have a direction, but also understand why you're doing this. That is what will be fulfillment, both in the process, but also in the long run, once you feel people have recognized you. Go deeper, feel yourself, feel your senses. Why am I unsatisfied? Ask these questions. You can go deeper and deeper and deeper, but not so deep that you lose yourself and that you want to, you know, end everything. That is not the answer either. I've been there, it is not the answer. Follow what I've said here, rewatch everything if you don't understand. That's fine, you know, we don't understand everything immediately. I have a clear vision of what this is. The reason why you're unhappy a lot of the time might be that you might even have your obsession, but your vision is not broad enough, it's not challenging enough, it's not truly what you're after. You got to go a little bit deeper into that obsession and passion and go a little bit deeper in what's my true vision here? What will history see me as? And you see, I speak very ambitiously here. You should be ambitious. That is the highest life, the highest desire. You know, partying and experiencing all sorts of things all the time, and, you know, being high on, you know, dopamine all the time, and oxytocin and serotonin, that is not the answer. That is not the answer, because, you know, we've all basically been through that. That is quite mediocre now. And so what is not mediocre is this vision and becoming something in history. And that is ambition. Now you go try that. Try that as a challenge. You might feel like pessimistic and feel, yeah, well, that's not me, I'm not that gifted and so forth. Well, obviously we can't all be greats, but those with the flame within themselves, they have to, I want you to bring out that flame. And so focus on that. And as always, go within yourself, ask yourself this, and work on it, and you will find the truth.